better than No Way Home? No, it's not. Um, so I would say it's probably, I would say like the fourth best Spider-Man movie. Probably because I put Far From Home.
Hmm.
Sorry, I put No Way Home up there. I put the first Spider-Man and the second Spider-Man movie, and then probably Brand New Day.
Okay. Well, for those who did not know, we are doing a topic on pop culture shows or things that happened before Jack and I, and it's supposed to be Cold Terry today. But one of the things we're doing today is talking about. Don't give him that look. One of the things we're talking about today is things that happened before I think the year 2016, because
Mm-hmm.
that's when you and I first met,
Yep.
and we're a year apart. I'm turning 28, and you are turning 29
Mm-hmm.
in a week or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm turning 28 in like 4 weeks. So a lot of stuff that we like is going to be very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things that happened the year before we met was The Force Awakens opened in theaters December 18th, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, I've only seen like the original trilogy and also the prequel trilogy.
Hmm.
I didn't see Star Wars: The Force Awakens in theaters, but did you?
I did. I
And
it was like such a awesome experience because, you know, like I grew up watching Star Wars my entire life. It's one of those things where it's like I watched all the movies the way my dad watched it,
yeah.
which was you start with A New Hope. And this is back in like early like 2001, 2002 when we had everything on VHS.
Oh,
And so I watched A New Hope, I watched The Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi, and then um, I watched The Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and uh, I watched Revenge of the Sith in theaters
oh yeah, they
in
put it back
2000.
in theaters.
No, I watched it like when it came out in 2003.
Oh, that must have been awesome.
It was such
In of
such
experience.
a cool experience. Now Return. No, sorry, Revenge of the Sith, which is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah, me too.
That was the last time a Star Wars movie was in theaters, like a live action Star Wars movie.
And what year was that again?
This was 2003.
So it went 12 years.
So we 12 years we're waiting for another Star Wars movie to come out, but we've all accepted Star Wars fate, which is like that's it.
Yeah.
And then Disney bought Star Wars for like $4 billion from
Is that considered?
Lucasfilms.
Wait,
It's like considered one of the biggest
is that
purchases of all
considered
time.
cheap though?
$4 billion.
I mean, I know I understand $4 billion is a lot of money for you and I,
Mm-hmm.
but like, say for example, like could have been more. Could you negotiate for more? They just like, oh, we can't get anybody else to buy it, kind of thing. But I wasn't really paying attention to how studios sell off rights. Because for example, like one of my favorite superheroes of all time, the Incredible Hulk, can't get a movie. It's been like almost 20 years
Mm-hmm.
since he had a film, and he's stocked up with Universal, and they're not going to allow Marvel to use his name as a solo movie without getting majority of the rights and the distribution fees.
Hmm.
And so like that's why I kind of asked like,
I think they first bought the rights to Star Wars in like 2012, and then
okay,
and I think probably back then $4 or like $5 billion was like, oh my god, that's a lot of money. But if some people still feel like that's not enough money to buy Star Wars,
it's
there's
worth it
there
though.
there's got to be something within that contract that says, okay, I'll give you Star Wars for $4 billion if you make any other projects. Uh, George Luke or Lucasfilms or Lucas Industries, they get like maybe 7 to 8%
Yeah,
of total of the profits for every project, and you do the math, that's a
because
whole lot more money
they
coming
made a
in.
ton of projects after that.
A ton, I think. And the first project being Force Awakens. Force Awakens was announced, and
Yeah.
I remember I refused to watch the trailer
Oh
until
yeah.
I got to watch it with my dad because we were
Okay.
we were both waiting a long, long time for this.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it, and my dad just had like this huge grin on his face when he first saw the Millennium Falcon like fly in towards the end. And then my dad just goes, "The Falcon." Like he was he was ready for it. So we went to Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
Vermont, which is like the biggest town in the entire state,
Yeah.
and the theater was flooded with people. And
Like
we
you couldn't find a seat.
it was hard to like we had to book tickets like probably 3 weeks in advance.
Wow. I remember the first time I watched Star Wars, and it was Revenge of the Sith.
Hmm.
Because I remember it's same house that we're in right now. I went downstairs during the summer, and I remember going down just looking for something to watch. Because some of my closest friends were at, sleepaway camp.
Hmm.
I wasn't at camp, so I was like, got nothing else to do. Baseball season's over, got nothing else to do. And I'm looking through the DVDs, like seen it. Oh wait, why is there this guy with a mask? And what's these
Hmm.
guys fighting in the background? I'm like, oh, what's going on? This is a Star Wars, and it's one of those like you printed out the cover. My dad probably got like a copy from a friend, or whatever. And it wasn't one of those like fake like films. It was the actual film. And of course, I missed the first two of the original trilogy. I started watching it, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like I like the concept of it, all that stuff, and how he's Anakin is pretty much is tempted to the dark side because he wants to save his wife, like any loyal husband wants to.
Hmm.
And it made me want to watch Star Wars. And I remember because me and my family would sometimes go down, take trips to Virginia or New York, Long Island sometimes to visit family or visit my sister in Maryland.
Hmm.
And we would always stop by Walmart. And that's the reason why earlier I mentioned like, did you ever like see those like containers, huge containers that carried like DVDs of old TV shows or
Oh yeah.
old DVDs, and like I would go and like try to see if I can find a movie I want to watch. I was like, oh, there's Phantom Menace.
Hmm.
Oh, there's Clone Wars. Now, mind you, I don't know much about Star Wars lore, but I enjoyed watching them
Hmm.
and knowing that I watched the original three and seeing how much upgrade the CGI and like the choreograph of the lightsaber battles were.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really impressive. And like I'm not like a hardcore Star Wars fan, but I can understand why people love it so much. And I respect it. Because George Lucas based off like Nazi Germany.
Hmm.
Like the evil empire, Hitler, all that stuff. That's how pretty much the building blocks of Star Wars became to be, which is
Hmm.
really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I hear because like when you look at stormtroopers, obviously like their design is kind of like
Yeah.
you know based off like German soldiers back
Yeah.
in World War II. Um, but yeah, I guess it's like it really is kind of like that story of this magical like if you have like this particular magical power, the
Mm-hmm.
Force, then like you can literally take on anything,
Yeah,
and it's
especially because I think Anakin was a natural.
because Anakin was essentially Jesus because
Pretty much.
he has a mom, but according to the mom in the Phantom Menace, he didn't never had a dad, and
Yeah.
the Force was his dad.
So
And
you can honestly say that he is, I think, Star Wars version of Lucifer, like the fallen angel.
hmm, in a way, I
And
mean,
then Luke Skywalker is like the rebirth of Jesus almost. Like you can say that in that kind of context, probably.
in a way, but it's also kind of like you know because one of the main like concepts of like the original trilogy was like this conflict of Anakin Skywalker being the prophecy
Yeah.
to bring balance to the Force,
It's
and
like the
then
Avatar.
yeah, and it's like when you have someone who is essentially Jesus coming in, the prophecy to bring kind of like peace
Yeah.
amongst the galaxy, that doesn't go well
It did
through
not go well.
horrible guidance.
It did
And
not go well at all.
yeah, but also like it's one of those things where I look back on the movies for the original um the prequels. The Jedi Council are horrible people.
They're
They're
assholes.
terrible.
They,
Jedi are not allowed to love. Jedi are not allowed to have normal lives. They literally have to sacrifice everything to the council and fighting evil and fighting in a war, even though it's against like the whole light side of the force is to not create conflict and to have peace
I
on earth.
I remember when I was living in Baltimore, I talked to one of those guys like, I think this all could have been solved if they just talked to Anakin and gave him like therapy or something like that to deal
Hmm.
with the fact that he lost his mother at like a like because he was like heading out of the teenager years, or maybe he was still a teenager, but
Hmm.
he needed therapy.
Yeah, I mean, there was like that session, like a therapy session that
with Yoda.
Anakin had with Yoda,
Yeah.
and Yoda basically said, yeah, everything that you love and care about and you're afraid of, yeah, you need to just let that go and commit yourself to us. That's essentially what Yoda did, and
They're pretty much
everyone's like,
monks at this point. Thing that happened before we met is a year prior. I'm going down like the list year by year. Is the ending of How I Met Your Mother. Now,
mm,
mind you, I never again. I've seen more Star Wars of the same movies than I've seen How I Met Your Mother of any episode. I
mm-hmm,
probably the only time I got introduced to How I Met Your Mother was pretty much through YouTube.
mm,
But I never actually watched a full episode. But I pretty much get the gist that it was just like a story about how they met the mother. But like
mm-hmm,
what I hear is that the ending was terrible.
yeah.
Did you ever see that TV show?
I watched episodes here and there, but like I watched more of the Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory is pretty good.
I like the Big Bang Theory. I hated Young Sheldon. I could not get into Young Sheldon.
You watched Young Sheldon.
I watched Young Sheldon,
I
and
I
Young
was not. I
Sheldon.
wasn't even considering on watching it
Mm,
because one of the things I dislike is how they whenever they make a really popular TV show,
mm-hmm.
you always got to split it off into other TV shows based off of like either the character or character that nobody cares about. Like I
Yeah,
remember one person say that I think the most interesting TV show they could have made based off the Big Bang Theory is Leonard's upbringing because that's more probably controversial than Sheldon because Sheldon was more loved by his parents, but even though he kind of rejected it
yeah,
in a way, Leonard wanted to be loved by his parents, and they just like were so cold to them because
mm-hmm.
they're such science geeks.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like we get a sense of Sheldon's family in the Big Bang Theory. Like you meet his sister, you meet his mom, you meet his
Yeah,
brother, and and through their own stories, they basically summed up the entirety of Young Sheldon. But yeah, like when it comes to Leonard, you only meet his mom. You know nothing about his dad except dad cheating on his mom. Spoilers.
considering how
Uh,
his mom acts,
yeah.
I mean, you can understand that he pretty much had blue balls the entire time.
Oh, and he has a successful brother too, and like no, two successful brothers. Leonard
Pretty
has.
much, he is like the runt of the litter,
Yep.
even though he's pretty bright himself. He's like it's like I guess we say like Elway,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like Peyton Manning, and then there's like Tom Brady, and there's Joe Montana. Like
Yeah.
Elway's really good, but there's Joe Montana who has like 4 rings, and Tom Brady has like 7. He's like
Mm-hmm.
3 times him up, which is like unfortunate. But you're still good. You're just not compared to those guys.
Yeah. And it's like the one episode that like I can't get out of my head because it's so sad to me was Leonard's mom basically confesses to Leonard that yeah you were basically like I did a whole case study about your upbringing, and
Wow.
then Leonard's like, are you telling me I've been nothing to you my whole life except for like a science experiment? And mom's like, yeah, you're a science experiment and you're really nothing else to me.
Now you see
And it's like that is something you want to like kind of explore in the series, you know.
that my friend is drama right there.
Yeah.
You can literally do like a good close to 6 seasons worth of like storytelling of
Yeah,
just Leonard growing up in a cold household, maybe being bullied by people. That's literally like you can tell a dark story with that
it really can. Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, and like and Leonard is not perfect in the series at
Oh no,
all.
he's not, and maybe
He's
and
not.
that's why you gotta explore it a little bit.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can explore like why he flings to women constantly because he's trying to get approval for his mother.
yeah, and it's like, but I feel like a lot of people argue too. It's like, no, we want to know about Sheldon too because like although Sheldon is like so smart, but like why is he so like you know what turns him to arrogance, what turns him into this is like there's really not much to tell except for when you have that kind of intelligence level with Sheldon.
Yeah,
You know, there's just like an aspect of a feeling of arrogance that comes with it. It's like
yeah,
when people try to challenge you, you take it as an immediate threat because in the back of your mind, I'm way smarter than them. How
yeah.
dare they? It's like that's essentially all it is.
But the thing that happened prior to How I Met Your Mother ending was the death of Paul Walker.
Mm,
Because that was like he was like
mm,
everybody's favorite person,
mm.
and cause I know because when he was casted in the Fast and Furious franchise, he was a legit car nut. I heard he had a garage for like at least 10 cars.
Yes, perfect casting.
He literally like he was about that life. So
Mm,
him being in a film literally about street racing was perfect.
mm.
But when I heard about that, I was like, part of me wanted the Fast and Furious franchise to stop. But I know you don't really care about Fast and Furious franchise.
I've said it before. and I'll say it again, and I'll fight this till the day I die. Fast and Furious, I'm sure, you know, if you love Fast and Furious, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. That's great. I don't like Fast and Furious that much. I've only seen the first one, the second one, and I haven't watched. And I watched like a little bit of Tokyo Drift,
I never seen Tokyo
and
Drift. I've seen
and
everything but Tokyo Drift.
like that's it. But I couldn't get into Fast and Furious really. I like the concept of racing and like
Yeah,
cars and stuff, but like I can't have 8 movies about it. Like for me, car chases and car racing, I feel like can make like a good 5 to 10 minute scene in a movie.
but
In
having
one
that,
movie.
but having that as like the
The
basis of
entirety of
the
the movie.
franchise,
Yeah.
going up to literally 10. Because I remember when they
Yeah.
got to when they got to I can't believe this actually happened. When they actually got to John Cena in the film, that's when everybody's like, okay, we jumped the shark, really,
Yeah. Who
because
else are you
he's
gonna
like, oh,
get?
it's his brother. It's like, since when? Like 8 movies in, we're now finding out, like what, 8 years? No, not 8 years, but like 8 movies in what, a 15-year time.
Mm.
All these adventures, all these near death experiences, and you're telling me not one time you're not even gonna like casually mention, like, not a single photo in the household of like maybe three, not just two. I mean, to me at this point, I think I remember people saying, "I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna watch the movie.
Mm.
I was gonna get high and watch the movie," and I was like, "Yeah, that's probably the way you gotta watch some movies that are bad."
Because I was hanging out with Cole, um, and this is on a Saturday when we were supposed to watch the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yay!
And I remember I was like, yeah, dude, let's go hiking. And I'm like, yeah, sure. We go up and then, we, smoke upon the devil's lettuce. And we we had and here's the thing, like, you know, Cole has a pretty high tolerance of it, not me. And
I would assume so, knowing Cold Terry the way I do. I would assume he had a high tolerance for a lot of things.
Cole has a pretty high tolerance for a lot of things, but you know, with weed, yeah, not me. So normally when you don't have a high tolerance, you take one puff and you're like, okay, I'm totally stoned. But I was like, you know what? I'm having a great time. The sun is setting, it's great weather outside. So I'm just gonna take probably
Okay,
four puffs. Now that's like really like probably pushing it.
probably.
So we were hiking down the mountain. We were on the mountain, by the way. Hiking
Was
down the
this
mountain.
in Danbury, or like in wait, no, he's not from Danbury.
Monroe.
Oh, Monroe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we and right when we were halfway down the mountain, I completely like everything. I couldn't see anything. My whole body was getting numb. I had blurry vision. And we he's like, "You hungry?" And I'm like, "I'm starving." We went and got burgers somewhere. To this day I can't remember. We went and got burgers somewhere and he's like, "Okay, you ready to watch a movie?" I'm like, "Uh-huh, let's do it." And I'm baked out of my mind. And we go to the theater, we sit down, we get to like halfway through Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and I finally snap out of it and sober up. And I'm like, I completely missed the first half of the movie.
No, I remember. I never smoked weed a day in my life. Don't plan on to. Nothing against weed smokers. Do what you gotta do. That's cool. But one of my favorite. It wasn't a weed interaction. It was a weed offering.
Hmm.
I remember, like, it was at your wedding, like a year and 3 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
during the reception. We're all having fun. Troy Stegman comes up to me and says, "Yo, Trent, you're such a nice guy. I mean, you shouldn't be coming to this wedding, by yourself, all that stuff. You need to get laid. Smoke some weed and go meet a nice lady." And I'm like, "Dude, you're drunk." But I appreciate the offer, though.
Just
That was easily my favorite, like, read offering moment in my entire life. 'Cause at least he tried, but I know he was drunk as hell.
yeah, me and everyone was having a good time.
It was a
I
fun
loved it.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
You know what happened before then?
What?
Chris Evans was casted as Captain America for the first, and that was when he wasn't even sure he wanted to do superhero movies anymore after he did the Fantastic Four.
Hmm.
Like, we all loved him as Johnny Storm. We all loved him, but I guess he wasn't willing to commit to like a 6 movie contract. Well,
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. convinced him to do it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and it's like it's one of those things where we loved him as Johnny Storm,
Oh, we did.
and it's like, but the movies did so bad that like he apparently got a bunch of hate and death threats.
Really?
Yeah.
How did he get? Because I always felt like at least the first one. There are like moments where you felt like, okay, this is like Fantastic Four, but it felt too much of like an origin story where you didn't really get them to actually do anything that the comics portrayed them as, like explorers and just a family. It felt like they're
Hmm.
more like, hey, let's try not to have superpowers, but now it's like at least the most recent Fantastic Four,
Hmm.
they skipped the origin story and they just focused on doing what they do best, just being a family and being like scientists, all that stuff,
Right.
which is perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and before that movie came out, the Fantastic Four wasn't really like they're best known for like that anime series in like the late '90s, and
Yeah, yeah,
they,
yeah, you're right. And I think they even touched on that in the film too.
yeah, and the thing about it is, when you have multiple episodes and like a bunch of kids tuning in all the time, then you don't need to spend a lot of time doing an origin story. But like when you want to do a live action and you want to like introduce, you know, the Fantastic Four to a new audience, then you have to start with an origin story.
Yeah,
And it's like,
but what they did was they kind of like skipped. They used it as like, hey, let's celebrate the Fantastic Four by giving you a quick synopsis of like the last 4 years. You know,
mhm.
they're scientists. Now they came back superheroes, and they saved everybody. And now we're just into the story. It's like, hey, done. Now let's go and get Galactus, the real Galactus.
Yeah, but it's like it's hard to fit all the everything in like an hour and a half, 2 hour movie.
I heard it was supposed to be longer.
The original Fantastic Four.
Like no, not the talking about the most recent one. Like they cut a lot of stuff
Oh,
out. They cut
that
a
one.
lot of stuff out of there.
Oh, I thought we were still on the
Well, I mean, I guess we were both talking about the same thing,
because we are
but
talking about Chris Evans when he
yeah,
played Johnny
I
Storm.
know, but like, okay, so at least in the origin story,
Yeah.
yeah, that's hard to do in like an hour and a half film.
Hmm.
It's literally impossible. Like you gotta spend time getting him up in space, and then it's like you're killing like a lot of potential for Doctor Doom and everything else.
Hmm.
Plus them using Doctor Doom a lot and everything, which they don't really need to.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the new like the newest Fantastic Four yet.
Really,
No.
I recommend it. I mean, for me, I wanted to see it because I really wanted a good Fantastic Four film, just because I think it's good for the franchise and it's good for Marvel.
Yeah.
But to me, I think it's worth watching, not because it's a great film, but I think it's a really good film.
Hmm.
I think it's just really good. I think if they spend more time, maybe an extra 10 minutes, it'd be a lot better. But I'm not going to complain with what I got though.
Yeah, no, when Chris Evans was first cast as Captain America, um the first thing I thought was like, Johnny Storm's back.
Yeah,
I remember watching him as Johnny Storm, but then when they showed pictures of him as Captain America, and I just looked at him. I was like, yeah, like that's Cap right there. Like that's Captain America.
I can tell you one thing is that I didn't know about the MCU, like the whole connected universe thing, until Black Panther,
Hmm.
and that came out like right before Infinity War. So that was like what, like 2016, I think Black Panther came out.
Hmm.
So I seen Iron Man, the Hulk, the Avengers, but again, I guess my brain was just like it just went over my head. I didn't really know that's what they were doing the entire time. I thought they were just like making movies and making really good.
I I knew they were coming out. They're doing a whole like cinematic universe
Yeah.
at the first Captain America movie because like it's in the title, like
First Avenger.
Captain America, the first Avenger,
Hmm.
and then that's like I feel like to people who haven't who like didn't know yet.
Yeah.
It's like, hey guys, just in case for the past three movies, Iron Man, Thor,
Yeah.
Hulk, you know, the we're doing the Avengers, Captain
Yeah.
America, the first Avenger. In case you didn't,
Before we go to the next topic, what's crazy? I watched the very first Avengers trailer. It's so odd to see that kind of trailer matched up with the most recent trailer we get from Marvel.
mm,
It feels. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it looks tame compared to the ones we get most recently over the last 5 years. Because at least the Avengers Doomsday trailer,
mm,
it makes the Avengers film look like a college trailer. again, I'm not trying to disrespect the first one. 'Cause I really like the first trailer, but I'm saying like, considering that they had Thor try the same move he tried on Thanos, which worked in theory, but he still lost,
Hmm.
and Doom catches it with one finger like Goku. It's like you're pretty much like just playing with our emotions right now.
Yeah, and like I have something to confess here.
It's a confession, man, fan.
After Endgame came out,
You checked it out, did you?
I completely checked out
Same here.
up until like Spider-Man. That's really it.
Guardians 3 was good.
Guardians 3 was, yeah, I like Guardians 3. This is a hot take, but I think Guardians 2 was the best.
Thank you.
I really like Guardians of the Galaxy
Thank you.
2.
I enjoyed Guardians 2 more than all the other ones. Again, that's another one. I don't know. I don't remember if I hit play when we talk about sequels being sometimes better than the first one or better than the
Mm-hmm.
third one. But
I personally
there's
think,
a ton of sequels that just hit it better than the first and third. I guess that's because after you write the first one, you get a sense of how to write characters,
mm-hmm.
and you're just like, we just go crazy on the second one. Who the
Yeah,
fuck cares?
yeah. I think the second Guardians was better, personally.
And not only that, like you talked about Star Wars earlier, Empire Strikes Back, arguably one of not just the greatest Star Wars film.
One of the best sequels ever.
You can argue that's probably one of the best films.
Yeah,
The twist at
100%.
the end, the theatrics. It's like
Mm-hmm.
again, like this is I don't know. Again, I don't know what year the Empire Strikes Back came out, but again,
Oh, it came out in 1980.
1980. Okay, at that time, a lot of these these plot twists were still pretty new to not just America but to the global world. And so like when he's like, "Oh, I am your father," there was this meme of Bill O'Reilly saying, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it live." I'll write it.
I was
Just do it live.
I heard that like like a week ago. Somebody say it.
Wait. Wait, was it like no? Someone was saying it, or was it like the Family Guy spin off of like when Stuart Griffin did the exact same thing? And it was hilarious.
No, like it was someone who said it.
Fuck it, we'll do it
Yeah,
live.
I was like, they're like, guys, we're like trying to figure out like what to do.
Yeah,
As I was at work, and normally like after work, every once in a while we'll go do like a social,
yeah.
go to like a bar, have like a drink or two,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're like, "What are we gonna do?" It's like, let's just go to this bar. Come on, let's do it. Like, guys, let's just do it. And then my colleague goes, "Fuck it, do it. We're doing it live. Damn thing sucks."
Do you like reality television show?
Yeah, from time to time.
Well,
Yeah.
during in 2009, the
Hmm.
most must see reality television show, and I don't even know when the Kardashians came out with this, but like most must see reality television show is Real Housewives of New Jersey,
Mm.
and I dislike reality television shows. I don't know about you.
Mm. I It depends because I like some reality TV shows here and there. I liked Gene Simmons reality show.
Gene Simmons.
Mm.
Oh wait, from Kiss.
Yeah, from Kiss.
Okay.
He had a reality show. It was like Gene Simmons Family Jewels. It's just basically him and his family. I used to watch that a bit. Another one that I would watch. I mean,
Wait, yeah. Have you seen Real Husbands of Hollywood?
I'm not,
It's a parody
but it,
it's a parody. It has
but I'm like that sounds hilarious.
all it is Kevin Hart, Boris Kojo, JB Smooth, Tisha Campbell sometimes. It's just a parody of reality television shows. So we're gonna go back to 2007. 2007, and speaking of Spider-Man, the Bully Maguire trend came.
The Godfather of all memes, Spider-Man 3.
I remember Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire trying to figure out how they can make the character so obnoxious, and Tobey's like, what if I just start doing some like most cringy stuff ever
Hmm.
and see if that works? And little did he know it would turn into the most meme thing in the world.
Him dancing on the street.
My mom, I watched it with my mom in the theaters and on DVD. She was dying laughing because it's the most absurd thing you ever see from a grown ass man in the middle of Manhattan.
Look, a little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry.
You're trash.
Yep.
It's like you're trash, bro. Well, yeah, well, the guy was just Peter Parker be himself.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
He did say that.
He said that, and then people,
No, no,
people,
he
people would mix the audio like right before Endgame came out,
yeah.
and they have that clip of Tobey Maguire staring at a picture of Thanos, and then he says, "I'm gonna put Ant-Man in your ass," and then just
Do you know how badly you have to hate someone to ask God to smite them out of existence?
I have to hate him pretty much. I had him, not pretty much. I have to hate him
I mean,
quite a bit.
prior to Bully Maguire happening was Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Now, before I get into that,
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing a clip from when Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were in court, and I think Amber Heard was saying he had this jar full of white stuff. It might be drugs, and and there's a clip of Johnny Depp starting to laugh because he knows what that jar is really about. It's just a jar of dirt.
I love. There was it was like a clip of Amber Heard. Yeah, like I remember coming home and I saw on the counter like this a jar of cocaine, and then just cuts to the dead man's chest, and Jack Sparrow's like, "Got it!"
He
And
improvised that line, you know that, right?
oh yeah, 100%.
He and everybody's like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
He also improvised him falling down the stairs, pops up, and he's like, "Got it!"
This was during I think 2005 because the Dead Man's Chest was 2006. 2005, a lot of people had those big bindered CDs.
Yep,
I think I still have it in my car.
really.
Yeah, because my dad had it and I would listen. I was just getting a new disc every so often, just put it in. But I think I still have in my car a big binder of CDs
Hmm.
because before we had Spotify or even an iPod, it was a big binder of CDs.
Yeah, my brother had a huge binder, but like my brother had, he had a combination of like movies, but he also had like a bunch of CDs because my brother would make his own CDs with music.
Really?
Yeah, like he'd just take like an empty blank disc,
Mm-hmm.
take songs that he found on like his like MP3 website,
Yeah.
and then he'd just put it all in one CD and make music. Like he'd make mixtapes.
Nice.
Shrek 2 is the best Shrek movie. Shrek, the new one coming out, it's not going to top the second one. Shrek 3 is not going to top the second one. The
Shrek
only one that
4?
Shrek,
There was
yeah,
Shrek 4. It was Rumpelstiltskin.
yeah. See, it's so irrelevant. I forgot it even existed.
What happened prior to Shrek was PlayStation 2. I think that's when it first started coming out.
Hmm.
Everybody started buying PlayStation 2. I don't remember getting the PlayStation 1,
Hmm.
but I do remember playing the hell at PlayStation 2.
Never had a PlayStation 2.
Did you have PlayStation any of them?
Never had PlayStation.
So Xbox.
Xbox. I
Nice.
got an Xbox in 2009,
Okay.
and this is when Halo Reach came out. And Halo Reach was like my first game I ever got.
I only play Madden now because I'm just too lazy to play any other games. But when I was a kid, I gotta tell you, I was playing um, not just PlayStation 2, but also the Wii as well. But I was playing Guitar Hero,
Hmm.
Uncharted, Force Unleashed, Star Wars,
Oh my god,
NBA
dude.
2K, MLB The Show, Madden, of course, Super Sluggers, Mario Kart, which is easily the most is a good way to lose friends. Is Mario Kart and Call of Duty. There's another. What's that game? GTA.
Grand Theft Auto, yep.
Yeah, I played it one time. Um, oh, Mortal Kombat.
I don't want to sound like that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. But anyone who ever challenges me in Mortal Kombat, like you're gonna lose.
Easily.
Like I put in more than 150 hours into Mortal Kombat.
That's commitment.
I put in I played so many online matches, won the majority of them. There were a few that I would get unlucky and lose,
Yeah.
but I completed all the towers on expert,
Mm-hmm.
and I completed the whole story mode on expert. I had to learn all the set moves and all the combinations. I put in so much time into Mortal Kombat.
Who you play as?
My favorite is with it depends on which game. With
So
Mortal Kombat 9, MK9, which is
yeah.
like my favorite one, Ermac.
But for me, the only game I'm confident I could beat anybody in is Madden.
Hmm.
Because You talk about like a lot of hours. I played so many hours that I when I was in Southern, one of our RAs, Eric Davis, who I think
Mm-hmm.
is Church Boy, he challenged me in Madden, and I literally like he played as a Patriots, and I played as a Cowboys because I know the Cowboys had a great offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
and I know like I just know that guys don't really think about how they gonna play Madden, but every time he gave me like a nickel defense, which is pretty much like five defensive backs and like very low linebackers, I always went heavy set and just ran down and stroke every single play until he blitzed me, and then I threw over the top.
Mm-hmm.
It was the easiest way I could beat anybody. And I beat my friend 14-3. I just like held the ball for like the entire game time and just won the game. I know how to beat people in Madden because nobody actually thinks about how to play Madden.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta actually strategize a little bit.
A couple one, a couple two, a
Yep.
couple three, and a couple four. I forgot there's a popular DB, no, corner that said that phrase. It's an interview where he called out Michael Crabtree,
Oh, Richard Sherman,
not Richard Sherman. No, everyone
a
hates.
key to leave
I think so. He was a corner for the Panthers, and then he went and got traded to the
Washington.
Washington.
Oh, Josh Norman.
Josh Norman. Yep. He's like, it's like, did he even catch two balls? He only caught one, huh? Hey, don't run your mouth. It's like, and if you're gonna run your mouth, show me. But I'm not gonna let that happen. You want to know why? Because I'll cover one, I'll cover two, I'll cover three, and I'll cover four.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
he counts more than the count.
Josh Norman he was phenomenal, and he was part of the
The
yeah,
Panthers.
he was part of the Panthers when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, when Puppy Monkey Baby took over the internet for a while, and I think you told me that Hunter during that because I think it was Hunter and Mike Lee
Yep.
watching the Super Bowl. Like Mike Lee is like intense, and Hunter is like probably like gritting his teeth, and then Von Miller sacks Cam Newton, and he literally screams, "Puppy Monkey Baby!"
Yep, that was my freshman year. Yep, I went to Tresley, Hunter, Kevin Blocks, and Paco's apartment, and they all gathered to watch the Super Bowl. And for those who don't know, Mike Lee is a huge Panthers fan, but
He's also a great athlete.
he's also a fantastic athlete, one of Southern's best. And then we have Hunter, also an amazing javelin thrower, a great athlete, and he's from Colorado, so he was a huge Denver Broncos fan.
He
And
must have been so happy when they won that game.
oh my god, like I went over and yeah, it was like I think the third quarter where
It was the first quarter.
the first
Yeah.
yeah, it was like
I remember correctly. I think the Broncos already kicked the field goal, but it was the first quarter, and
hmm,
then the Panthers were backed up by their goal line, and they were in shotgun. And I think Cam was looking for a receiver to the left side, and then
mm-hmm.
um, Von Miller just got in his grill and sacked the hell out of him, and then touchdown.
Yeah, Von Miller had like a strip sack,
Yeah,
so he stripped him, and then Hunter just and this is like the commercial played, and everyone
the commercial happened before the game.
yeah,
Like,
everyone was so confused because it was for Mountain Dew.
yeah,
It was a Mountain Dew commercial, and then like everyone was so confused about what was happening. The commercial ends. That happens with Von Miller, and then Hunter just jumps up and screams, "Poppy Bucky, baby!" Yeah.
please tell me that everybody looked at him like, "What the fuck?"
No, everyone was bursting out laughing, and then for the rest of the night, you just hear Hunter going, "Puppy monkey, baby, puppy monkey," and then Michael Lee guy was like, "I'm gonna fucking strangle you if you don't shut up."
Well, I get the feeling that the next day of practice, because it was Monday, I'm pretty sure Mike Lee wanted to kill Hunter.
Oh, he probably did, but you know what? That's sports, man. You lose. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you lose.
Dude, you
And
remember?
and if you look back, I just want to make this one quick note.
Yeah,
Peyton Manning played horribly in that Super Bowl.
that guy literally was carrying. He was a corpse at that point.
He was not. That defense won them the game, and obviously Peyton Manning got his second ring, but he didn't really play all that well.
Look, according to Hunter, I think his
He's
favorite QB.
amazing.
I think no, according to Hunter, I think his favorite Bronco of all time was Tim Tebow. Even though that guy can't complete a slant route to save his
Oh my
life.
God, Tim Tebow. I'll never forgive Tim Tebow for what he did. Never forget of him.
I feel like Hunter has so much ammunition against Mike Lee and you for the most worst moments of your entire life as a fans of the of the opponent.
Oh, 100%. But it's okay. For the past like 3 seasons, we beat the Broncos. So
In 2002, American Idol had its first season.
really,
That's what I found.
the only thing I remember from American Idol is Simon and Randy Jackson.
Really?
Yep, that's
Okay.
that's really it.
You know what's crazy is that somebody posted a meme where it says there's going to be a generation of kids who've never seen SpongeBob.
That's too bad. I mean, SpongeBob back when we were kids
Like the
was
first 3 or 4 seasons was phenomenal.
it was so amazing, and it's
Yeah.
like they really overly dumbed down SpongeBob
Oh my gosh.
and Patrick,
Yeah. The
and
thing
it's
was
like
like they're supposed to be sneaky smart
they're supposed to be like, but it's like obviously they're not supposed to be like
geniuses.
geniuses, but they're supposed to be dumb in their own ways.
Yeah.
But at
It's
the
kind of
same
like
time, it's like they're they at least are they're subtle funny in a way. What's your favorite SpongeBob episode?
my favorite SpongeBob episode might have been. I'm trying to think right now off the top of my head. It might have been the episode where actually, it could have been many episodes, but the first thing that popped in my head was the Man Ray episode.
Man Ray,
Yeah, where
or
it's
that
like
unfreeze Man Ray.
unfreeze Man Ray, the over confusion.
The orb of
The
confusion.
over confusion. No, I
I,
like the episode where I think Mermaid Man Barker Boy was trying to escape the Krusty Krab, while Mermaid Man had his like pants, his trousers, and like they're trying to find their car because it's invisible. And it was a legit. It was like an old school like '70s car. And then Barker Boy jumps and hits the stick shift. And it's oh my god, I love that. I love that. That SpongeBob was too
Hmm.
funny.
There's, I have two favorite ones.
What was it?
My first favorite one is Frankendoodle.
Oh my god, that's a trip. Finland.
Where's the leak, ma'am? There's that one, and I also love SpongeBob and Patrick go camping.
That is
The
hilarious.
sea bear.
They hate living more than crawling.
What'd I do that time? I don't know. They just doesn't like you.
Pretend to be somebody else.
I just love the bear just swims up, goes to Squidward. He's like,
No. The fact that he said, "Here, draw a circle."
okay.
That wasn't an oval. It has to be a circle.
Just,
My gosh. No, they. I like how they said no. Sea bears hate that. The sea bears have a very thin line of things that piss them off.
they do.
A very thin line.
Don't eat cheese. Slice or cubed. Cubed slice is fine. What was I gonna say?
You know, it's funny, like SpongeBob, because we're going back in time, debuted in '99.
Oh yeah,
Like pretty much like the year after I was born, and 2 years after you were born,
yeah. I was 2 years old when SpongeBob first debuted.
and then a year prior to that was Seinfeld's final episode.
I can't get into Seinfeld.
You
You know?
can't?
No, I mean, like,
Seinfeld's really good in my opinion.
I don't think Jerry Seinfeld's that funny.
Oh,
Sorry, not sorry. Did you watch the Michael Jackson biopic?
oh yeah,
Thoughts?
loved it.
Really?
I loved it.
Hmm.
The first thing that popped into my head watching the Michael film was the fact that it is pretty much like a celebration of what made Michael Jackson Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
They touched. I mean, do you care if I mention some details of it?
From what I heard about it, is that like it was mainly focused on like, yeah, as you mentioned before, it really kind of highlights Michael Jackson's career up until Bad came out in like the 90s. I think they stopped there
They pretty much touched Bad, and then that was it.
because I think that's waiting for the second movie.
Yeah.
And then
So
they
um,
talked a lot about how Joe Jackson was like just a jerk to his boys.
he was, yeah. But I called it like a celebration of Michael Jackson's best hits.
Hmm.
That's and celebrating where the inspiration came from and what made him so revolutionary.
Mhm.
That's to me was the gist of the film, which I enjoyed. I mean, I think a lot of people who are huge like movie buffs and movie critics
Hmm.
were looking at like, hey, we gotta like critique like the pacing of it or the structure, all that stuff. And I was like, dude, no one give a fuck.
Hmm.
We came here to listen to Michael Jackson, and that's all we came for. All right, it's gonna make $1 billion, which it did, and let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun watching Michael Jackson because a lot of people who grew up watching Michael brought their kids,
Mhm.
brought their grandkids, and just had fun again for the first time in who knows how long. because they forgot how fun he was watching live. Because there's an element of he said that 5,000 people at one point per show were passing out watching him perform. Like they'll lose consciousness watching him perform. That's
Hmm.
power that you can't buy.
Yeah. If people want to talk about like, you know, I absolutely love when people make arguments about like you don't understand the like today's art like you know they are by far the greatest artists ever and like oh have you seen all the shows that they sell blah blah blah. I'm not trying to call it a specific fan group but I'm gonna slightly gonna um
Talk about Taylor Swift.
yep. But they're like oh no one will ever be as popular as her, she's like the first billion. It's like did we all forget about Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson
Like
was
he
one of one.
yeah.
It's he
Well,
was
I
the
mean, he was one of five. Mm.
he was. Let's be honest. There was like being wealthy, and there
Mm,
was Michael Jackson money.
yeah.
That's how great he was.
Mm,
He was so. I think one of the things about him was that he wasn't. No one saw him much.
mhm,
He was very mysterious, and that was like the key to it. Like nobody would see him until like the next trailer or next anything of his next film came out, and then it became popular. He
mhm.
revolutionized the music industry.